Hey, I'm Joe Connolly with producer Neil A. Carousso to bring you up to date, maybe give you some ideas for your business by talking about and explaining the changes that have happened in the restaurant industry. There have been so many, as we know. So I want you to meet Darcy Kurtz of BentoBox, which is creating websites and other services for restaurants, and also Richard Baroa, owner of Claudi's restaurant in the Bronx. And Richard is an FDNY paramedic, and he runs the restaurant with his wife as well. And he told me before we started that he was a paramedic. I didn't know that. And he said, I've been through worse things than this business challenge right now. First of all, Richard, uh, thank you. How have you run the business and been a paramedic in the pandemic at the same time? How have you done it, man?
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, but it's what faced me. My work with the fire department is my base, and it's what allows me to do other ventures. Pays the mortgage. But how do we do it? Just the same way we do it at the fire department. Just go all out, give it your best, and move on to the next job.
You have a great, very welcoming looking restaurant. We'll get into that first. But I first just wanted to acknowledge that your paramedic FDNY experience, because that's so significant. Darcy, tell us, what is Bento Box doing for businesses like Richard's through this program that we're going to explain about and give people the web address for?
Absolutely. So, Bento Box is really about helping restaurants succeed through technology. And so we have a whole digital presence. So everything from their website to their online ordering, their catering, their events management, being able to take money for merchandise or tickets or gift cards. We really have their whole digital storefront available to them. So that's become increasingly important through COVID. And I think kind of the post-COVID modern restaurant is going to really have to have all this digital property in place because consumer behavior is just permanently changed at this point.
And I've heard that restaurant owners are tough people to sell to. You're not going to go in there and sell them a quick deal. They have a lot of questions, and sometimes a lot of them are not that up to date on technology as well. So, what has it been like to get involved in helping New York restaurant owners?
Well, I'll tell you, it's one of the reasons I joined Bento Box. It's one of the most purposeful roles I've ever had because you're right. Kind of pre-pandemic, technology in the restaurant industry was still very, very behind. There was a very real concern that technology impeded their most important thing, which was delivering hospitality. Hospitality at its roots is about relationships. It's about being in person. But what we found is that technology actually can enhance hospitality. It doesn't have to be a barrier to. And a lot of things happened through the pandemic. The one good thing that happened is that this kind of realization that technology can be a good thing and not a bad thing. And it's going to really allow individual restaurants to take back control over their hospitality experience. Because unfortunately, if they hadn't been adopting technology, diners were. And so they were starting to go to things like, your Uber Eats and your Grubhubs and your Seamlesses of the world. And that hospitality experience sort of got usurped. And so now we're able to give control back to the restaurants, let them do what they want to do most, which is serve their customers in the way the customers want to be served. So it's a very purposeful opportunity right now.
And that's the great problem that you solve, right? Getting control back over your business to people who came in and took more than a lot of restaurant realized they were going to when it just started, right?
Yeah, I'm sure, Richard, you probably felt that firsthand.
Yeah, well, I can say that the primary benefits that we've gotten from Bento Box is that we got a slick professional website that matches the taste and flavor of our food. We won a Michelin award in 2021 after just 9 months of being open. And we're both restaurant rookies. So that, I mean, you can see right now, or maybe you can't see it because we're on radio, but our website's beautiful and it matches the food. So that's one. Two is the delivery services take 30%. They're capped at 20% here in the city. And what restaurants such as my restaurant, what we do is we upcharge 10% and eat 10% of the cost. With BentoBox, they've partnered with DoorDash Drive, and I just found out we have a 5 mile radius. So for me, we're in Riverdale. That takes us all the way up to northern Yonkers, all the way east, covering almost all the Bronx, the Pelhams, and as far south as Sugar Hill. So we got a big delivery radius that we wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. So I think those are the two main benefits, and also the background info, being able to get customers' info to be able to market to them directly, which these other sites don't want you to have because they want you to be with them. And, mind you, I'm not against them, but, when they double dip, they charge me and the consumer, it's a little greedy.
Neil.
So, guys, happy to have you on here on the Small Business Spotlight. And Joe and I have been reading a lot about how restaurants are looking for incremental revenues, ways of selling. Is this website allowing you more doors opening to actually sell where you weren't able to because of COVID and obviously Omicron bringing some new challenges to the restaurant industry?
Well, yeah. So the way I think they help is with the visuals. So I did my previous website, and I did my best, but I'm not a pro. And with the visuals, we've seen an uptake on the combos. So we're seeing larger orders as compared to before. And also, like I mentioned, the delivery range, before I had a 1 mile radius, so now I got 5 times that. So yes. That's helping. And in the big thing is that we're getting more in-house orders. I see the Grubhub and the Uber orders dipping down while our in-house bento is going up. So so far it's working.
He just said really important big things there, Darcy.
He did. It actually warms my heart to know that we were able to help even a little bit in the success of your business. But yeah, I think we're seeing this kind of holistically with restaurants. A couple of big trends. One you mentioned there at the end, consumers are learning, and they're learning how much these third-party aggregators are really taking from their favorite local restaurant, and they want to support their favorite local restaurant. So we are seeing an uptick in trends of people going directly to the restaurant website versus to the aggregators, which we see as a huge win. Changing consumer behavior is hard, but it looks like some of that has happened. We believe we think there's a new modern restaurant sort of emerging out of this COVID world. And there's 4 big pillars. One of them is just, you have to be found online. You have to be online. 77% of diners go online before going to a restaurant. So just having a presence is critical. But the second is the one that you guys just talked about, which is diversifying your revenue streams. Having all of your revenue just from the restaurant, just from the in-restaurant dining experience, just isn't going to work anymore. Besides the fact that people are now addicted to takeout and that sort of thing, there's also just so much variability and flexibility in dine-in experience. Weather. You guys got a huge storm last week that I'm sure kept people inside. And if all you have is your dine-in, you didn't make revenue last week. So you've got to find ways, whether it's online ordering, whether it's selling your merchandise, sell your barbecue sauce, sell your t-shirts, do events and have event management, but just find something else to give you an ongoing revenue stream so that you can level out some of that variability of the dine-in. So it sounds like, Richard, you guys have done a really great job of being able to do that.
Yeah. So where we're at, it's the first stop of the 1 train in the Bronx, and it's a transit hub. It's where people who live in Westchester go home. And so we when we opened in June 12th of 2020, we knew that we'd be mostly takeout, about 80-20 split. So when everything shut down and it was only takeout, it wasn't a huge pivot for us because we were already prepared for that. But the website, getting it upgraded, definitely helps. And then the background stuff that happens that, I'm not the most untech savvy guy, but doing SEO optimization, the logarithms that the different search engines use to find you, and also trying to get traditional media to get you on, and those links help your website ranking. So those are things that BentoBox help with as well. So.
Yeah, those are all things that we have just standard in our websites as we build in all those tools, because we know as restaurant owners, you have to wear so many hats. Being a full-time marketer is only one of all the other things that you have to do. So we're trying to make it really easy for you to get found with things like SEO, things like your visuals are gorgeous, your pictures are beautiful. That makes such a difference in response. Making sure that they're mobile optimized might not be something people think of naturally. I know you said you built your own website. Those are the types of things that, restaurants a lot of times get caught up in, is some of those technical back-end details that they either don't know how to think about or don't know how to fix, even if they do know they need to worry about them. So it's something we try to build in and make it just super easy.
Richard, you said that, I think you said combo orders or larger orders took off with the better photographs.
Yes.
Did you take those photographs? Did you have a photographer do them? Did BentoBox do them? How did that happen?
We had a photographer come in, and they were professionally shot. We put all the dishes out, and she just did a great job of making the food look yummy.
It pays off. The professional photographer paid off. Yep.
Neil?
Looks great. Yeah, it looks fantastic. And, Darcy, let me go to you. You had mentioned about changed consumer behaviors. I wonder, what are the changed behaviors of online ordering over the last 2 years, and how do you cater to that through your website, specifically for the small restaurants?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, just the fact that people are doing online ordering is huge. The big trend that we've talked about already is moving from the third-party aggregators to direct, which we think is a huge benefit. And then when people go there, they want to see it, right? So having pictures on your online ordering menu, super important. You guys know this, people eat with their eyes, right? You see it first, your mouth waters, and then you want to eat it. So it's important to not just have them on your website proper, but also on your online ordering page, because it gets people to do things. There's a lot that's going on right now with upsells and cross sells and optimizing your checkout experience. If you've done it lately, you will see things like, hey, you bought this, you bought the hamburger. Are you sure you don't want fries? Some of the things that happen naturally in person when you go to a restaurant, you want your online experience to be able to help do that, so that your online ordering is equal or higher total ticket prices than your dine-in. You don't want that to be some trade-off that you're having to make. The other thing that we're really seeing, as more and more diners are coming directly to the website, it's really critical that customer experience feels seamless. There's a lot of places today, if you go to a restaurant, the restaurant website and the online ordering site are different, and you can see it and feel it, and there's delays, and it really impacts that overall guest experience, which for most restaurants is the number one thing they care about, is the diner experience. And so getting a seamless experience where the website itself and the online ordering all feels like it's from one place, and it feels like one unified experience, that's something that's really helping with conversion rates.
Richard, do you use third-party delivery people, or do you have any of your own delivery people?
You're looking at him. I was the delivery boy.
I love it.
So, when we first opened, there wasn't any dine-in. It was zero dine-in. It was only 100% takeout, and I think they only allowed a maximum of 4 people in the restaurant to pick up. So we did lean heavily on the third-party websites. Remember, we opened June 12th, 2020. So it's like right smack in the middle of the pandemic. And we had a name in the flan. That's where we started first, wholesaling to supermarkets like Zabar's and Union Market. And when we opened up the restaurant, we had already done street fairs, and we had decided that retail was the way to go as opposed to wholesaling. But how do you get people to trust you when you don't even know how the disease spreads, at that time in 2020? Later on, it became clear, that was person-to-person contact, so, cleaning everything. But we had a lot of community support, and that's was one of the things that saved us. And also, I have to give it to the Uber, the Grubhub, the DoorDash, having that ability, because I'm just one person. I can't do all the orders. So, and having, aside from myself, having to insure another person, and if they get injured or in a car accident, the workman's comp is like through the roof. So it wasn't feasible. So having the third parties did help us survive and move forward. But, we've gotten past that stage, and now we want to keep more of the share. And with BentoBox, that's how we're doing it. We're still using a third-party delivery. It's a DoorDash Drive, but the difference is they charge a flat fee as opposed to a percentage.
It's been great to talk to both of you. We just have to wrap it up. So, Darcy, I'll have what's Richard's having.
Yeah.
That is the free help from BentoBox to do my website.
All right. Awesome.
What is the web address that businesses can go to find out about this service that they may be able to get through the small business services department, I believe?
Yes, it's simple. It's just getbento.com. So GETBENTO.com.
And I believe smallbiz.nyc through the Small Business Resource Center, Joe.
Right. So getbento.com. And what's the other one, Neil?
It is smallbiz.nyc.
And that's where you can get the help. And just don't open next to Richard. He's got that corner set now. We want to bring in any new competition. Do you have seats in the restaurant for sit-down dining now too, Richard?
Yes, we have 34 seats. So
wow, it's a beautiful looking storefront.
No, Joe, before we wrap up, I'm just curious about your community in the Bronx. As you mentioned the community aspect, I know, so many people came together during the pandemic. What's it like now, 2 years later?
So, people know the food, and if you've had a chance to go to our website, we've actually had really great press, like the best place to have lunch in the city, best empanadas, and the culmination of all that being the Bib Gourmand. So right now, well, I can tell you, I had an experience where I was punched in the face for telling a patron to put on the mask. I haven't been punched on the job in 17 years at the fire department, but I got punched at my restaurant. It was a sucker punch. He hit me while I told him to put on the mask. I turned and boom. And when I didn't fall, but when I got my head together, I see him running out the door. So he left his wife and daughter there. But,
that was recent, huh?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
How's business in the neighborhood, though, generally, among the other business owners you talk to and everything, Richard?
I think most people are still down. So on the strip that I'm on, there's a couple of, like 3 delis and then a couple of Middle Eastern restaurants. And they're still complaining that it hasn't reached the pre-pandemic levels. For us, we're a little different from other restaurants in the area. We're trying to give a quality meal, a home cooked meal that you would feel great having any day of the week, sharing with your family, your friends. So I think people have recognized the quality that we're serving and appreciate that. And we get people coming from all over the place to eat at our restaurant. So for us, like I said, we're restaurant rookies, and we opened in the middle of the pandemic. So we're ignorant to how business was before, but it's looking up for us. And, that's thanks to the community and our partnership. I'm grateful to BentoBox and also the Chamber of Commerce, which told us about the BentoBox program.
It's great to talk to both of you. Thank you, both of you.
Okay.
Good luck. Thank you very much.
And you guys are welcome. You're kings whenever you come to our restaurant.
I'll be there then.
Great.
On YouTube.
Congratulations on your
Darcy.
Michelin award. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's my wife. She's a wizard in the kitchen. You know, like I said, you know, opening up in the middle of a pandemic, it's a tribute to her food. You know,
That's great. Keep up the good work and stay safe.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys.